Section 210.12 of the National Electrical Code, or NEC, mandates arc fault circuit interrupter, or AFCI protection. This protection applies to all 120-volt, single-phase, 15 amps and 20 amps branch circuits. These circuits must supply outlets installed in dwelling units. These outlets are commonly found in locations such as bedrooms, family rooms, dining rooms, living rooms, parlors, libraries, dens, sunrooms, recreation rooms, closets, hallways, laundry areas, and utility rooms. The key consideration is whether a dorm room qualifies as a dwelling unit under the NEC definition. While dorm rooms are not explicitly mentioned in Section 210.12, the determining factor is their function. If a dorm room is used for sleeping, cooking, and other activities typically associated with dwelling units, it is generally considered a dwelling unit for the purposes of the NEC. Therefore, if a dorm room is deemed a dwelling unit, it must have AFCI protection for all 120 volts, single-phase, 15 amps and 20 amps branch circuits that supply outlets within the room. This is a crucial safety measure aimed at preventing electrical fires. It is important to consult the latest edition of the NEC and local electrical codes for the most accurate and up-to-date information. It is also beneficial to consult with a qualified electrical inspector or engineer to ensure compliance with all applicable regulations. To further elaborate on the requirements, let's consider some examples of typical electrical installations in a dorm room. Firstly, a common dorm room setup might include several duplex receptacles for plugging in lamps, computers, and other electronic devices. If these receptacles are supplied by a 120 volts, 15 amps or 20 amps branch circuit, that circuit must be AFCI protected. Secondly, if the dorm room has a small kitchenette area with a microwave or refrigerator, the branch circuits supplying those appliances would also require AFCI protection, assuming they are 120 volts, 15 amps or 20 amp circuits. Thirdly, any lighting fixtures installed in the dorm room, such as ceiling lights or wall sconces, and powered by 120 volts, 15 amps or 20 amp circuits, must also be protected by AFCIs. Now, let's discuss the different types of AFCIs available. There are two main types of AFCIs: branch feeder AFCIs and outlet branch circuit AFCIs. Branch feeder AFCIs are installed in the electrical panel and protect the entire branch circuit. Outlet branch circuit AFCIs, also known as combination AFCIs, are installed at the first outlet on the branch circuit and provide protection for the entire circuit downstream of that outlet. Both types of AFCIs are designed to detect arc faults, which are dangerous electrical conditions that can lead to fires. Arc faults occur when electricity jumps between conductors, creating a spark or arc. This can happen due to damaged wiring, loose connections, or other electrical problems. AFCIs are designed to trip the circuit breaker when an arc fault is detected, interrupting the flow of electricity and preventing a fire. It is important to note that AFCIs are not the same as ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs. GFCIs are designed to protect against electrical shock by detecting ground faults, which occur when electricity flows through an unintended path to ground. While both AFCIs and GFCIs are important safety devices, they serve different purposes and protect against different types of electrical hazards. In summary, the requirement for AFCI protection in dorm rooms depends on whether the dorm room is considered a dwelling unit under the NEC. If the dorm room is used for sleeping, cooking, and other activities typically associated with dwelling units, it is generally considered a dwelling unit and must have AFCI protection for all 120 volts, single-phase, 15 amps and 20 amps branch circuits that supply outlets within the room. This is a crucial safety measure aimed at preventing electrical fires and protecting the occupants of the dorm room. Always consult the latest edition of the NEC and local electrical codes for the most accurate and up-to-date information. If you are unsure whether your dorm room requires AFCI protection, consult with a qualified electrician or electrical inspector. This information provides a comprehensive overview of AFCI requirements in dorm rooms based on the NEC. Let's further expand on specific scenarios and considerations related to AFCI protection in dorm rooms. It is important to understand how the NEC defines a dwelling unit. The NEC defines the dwelling unit as a single unit providing complete and independent living facilities for one or more persons, including permanent provisions for living, sleeping, cooking, and sanitation. Given this definition, a typical dorm room often meets the criteria of a dwelling unit, particularly if it includes areas for sleeping and studying, and may have provisions for limited cooking. However, the interpretation can vary depending on the specific layout and amenities offered in the dorm room. For instance, if a dorm room consists of only a sleeping area and shared common facilities for cooking and sanitation are located elsewhere, the interpretation might be different. In such cases, local authorities and electrical inspectors have the final say in determining whether the AFCI requirements apply. Another important consideration is the type of wiring and electrical system present in the dorm room. Older dormitories may have wiring systems that do not meet current safety standards, making the installation of AFCIs even more critical. In these situations, a comprehensive electrical inspection is recommended to identify any potential hazards and ensure compliance with the latest codes. Furthermore, the installation of AFCIs should always be performed by a qualified electrician to ensure proper wiring and functionality. Improperly installed AFCIs may not provide adequate protection and could even create additional safety hazards. It is also crucial to educate dorm residents about the purpose and function of AFCIs. Residents should be instructed not to tamper with the AFCIs and to report any electrical problems or concerns to the appropriate authorities. Regular testing of AFCIs is also recommended to ensure they are functioning correctly. Most AFCIs have a test button that can be used to verify their operation. The test button simulates an arc fault condition and should cause the AFCI to trip. If the AFCI does not trip when the test button is pressed, it should be replaced immediately. Now let's discuss some common misconceptions about AFCIs. One common misconception is that AFCIs are only required in bedrooms. While bedrooms are specifically mentioned in Section 210.12 of the NEC, the requirement actually extends to all areas of a dwelling unit where outlets are installed, including family rooms, living rooms, dining rooms, and other similar spaces. Another misconception is that AFCIs are a substitute for GFCI protection. As mentioned earlier, AFCIs and GFCIs serve different purposes and protect against different types of electrical hazards. AFCIs protect against arc faults, which can cause fires, while GFCIs protect against ground faults, which can cause electrical shock. Both types of protection are important for ensuring electrical safety. In addition to the NEC requirements, some local jurisdictions may have additional regulations regarding AFCI protection. It is essential to check with the local building department or electrical inspector to determine if there are any specific requirements in your area. Failure to comply with these requirements can result in fines or other penalties. In conclusion, AFCI protection is a critical safety measure that should be implemented in all dorm rooms that are considered dwelling units under the NEC. By understanding the requirements and ensuring proper installation and maintenance, we can help prevent electrical fires and protect the lives of dorm residents. It is important to stay informed about the latest electrical codes and regulations and to consult with qualified professionals whenever necessary. This comprehensive explanation provides a thorough understanding of AFCI requirements in dorm rooms. Let's further delve into the technical aspects and practical considerations of implementing AFCI protection in dormitories. Firstly, understanding the different types of arc faults is crucial for comprehending the effectiveness of AFCIs. There are primarily two types of arc faults: series arc faults and parallel arc faults. Series arc faults occur when there is a break in a single conductor, such as a frayed wire or a loose connection. Parallel arc faults occur when there is a short circuit between two conductors, such as when insulation breaks down and allows current to flow between the wires. AFCIs are designed to detect both types of arc faults and trip the circuit breaker to prevent a fire. Secondly, the selection of appropriate AFCIs for dorm room installations is essential. It is important to choose AFCIs that are specifically designed for residential use and that meet the latest UL standards. The ampacity rating of the AFCI should match the ampacity of the branch circuit it is protecting. Additionally, it is important to consider the type of wiring and electrical system present in the dorm room when selecting AFCIs. Older wiring systems may require the use of specialized AFCIs that are compatible with the existing wiring. Thirdly, the installation of AFCIs should be performed by a qualified electrician who is familiar with the NEC requirements and best practices for AFCI installation. The electrician should carefully inspect the wiring and electrical system to identify any potential hazards before installing the AFCIs. The AFCIs should be properly wired and grounded to ensure they function correctly. Additionally, the electrician should test the AFCIs after installation to verify their operation. Fourthly, regular maintenance and testing of AFCIs are essential for ensuring their continued effectiveness. Dorm residents should be instructed to test the AFCIs monthly by pressing the test button. If the AFCI does not trip when the test button is pressed, it should be replaced immediately. Additionally, the electrical system should be inspected periodically by a qualified electrician to identify any potential problems. Fifthly, educating dorm residents about electrical safety is crucial for preventing electrical fires and other hazards. Residents should be instructed on how to properly use electrical appliances and equipment and how to identify potential electrical hazards. They should also be instructed to report any electrical problems or concerns to the appropriate authorities. Sixthly, the coordination between dorm management, electrical contractors, and local authorities is essential for ensuring compliance with AFCI requirements. Dorm management should work closely with electrical contractors to ensure that all dorm rooms are equipped with AFCIs that meet the latest NEC requirements. They should also work with local authorities to ensure that the dormitories are inspected regularly and that any electrical problems are addressed promptly. Seventhly, the use of surge protectors in conjunction with AFCIs can provide additional protection against electrical hazards. Surge protectors are designed to protect electronic devices from voltage spikes and surges that can damage or destroy them. While surge protectors do not protect against arc faults, they can help prevent electrical fires by preventing damage to electrical equipment. Eighthly, the importance of proper grounding cannot be overstated. Proper grounding is essential for ensuring the safety of the electrical system and for preventing electrical shock. All electrical outlets and equipment should be properly grounded in accordance with the NEC requirements. Ninthly, the consideration of future expansion or renovation is important when installing AFCIs. If the dormitories are either in the area to be expanded or renovated in the future, it is important to install AFCIs that are compatible with the planned changes. Additionally, it is important to ensure that the electrical system has sufficient capacity to accommodate the additional load. Finally, the documentation and record-keeping of AFCI installations are essential for ensuring accountability and compliance. Dorm management should maintain detailed records of all AFCI installations, including the date of installation, the type of AFCI installed, and the name of the electrician who performed the installation. These records should be readily available for inspection by local authorities. This detailed analysis provides a comprehensive understanding of the technical aspects and practical considerations of implementing AFCI protection in dormitories.